Later than usual, with good reason. We were trying out a new set. Okay, we're just trying to get some ish popping. Okay, I'm gonna wait for feedback from you. A very great evening to you, wherever you might be. It is. A lot of people were saying it is General MKHWANAZI'S Day. Okay, a lot of people were saying like, South Africans. No wonder you guys are busy chasing people away. Can you imagine? You motherfuckers are on time like, no, it must be a public holiday. What the hell for? Are you guys well? Yes. In fact, maybe it should be General MKHWANAZI'S Day when he finds his 121 dockets. Because the whole reason we are here today, on this day, and we will remember this day, the 6th of July. It was a Sunday, okay? And this guy came out, yay, army fatigues and all. You remember it like it was yesterday, right? Before that, the country was gripped by a whole lot of crime, a whole lot of other shit that was going on in the country. And this guy came and said, like, Sly, I don't know what they want. All I wanted was my 121 dockets. Now, when I speak to this one, it tells me the dockets are in here, and the other one is telling me, hey, you know what I mean? I want those dockets now. And people came out swinging. Oh my gosh. There are certain speeches, like even from politicians, that I did not prepare, which I will not play because it will waste our time. I want it to be a very short episode, just bringing you all the goodness and letting you know what's going on in the country. Well, with that, it's a very good evening to you. It is season 2, episode 38 of the Slyso TV podcast. I'm flying solo. My peeps are busy all over the country. Trying to make it work. How you doing? Give me feedback on the comments or something. What must I change? I made sure that. In fact, I'm gonna have the bigger flag at some point. But for now, we're gonna have to do with this small one. What else can we change? Right? Try to get some stuff popping in the bag. For us to have a good time. And when you receive your news, sometimes you relax and you're like, what the hell's going on? But anyway, welcome to it. It is the Slyso TV podcast. I'm talking a lot. Let me actually take these off. Yeah, sometimes I'm blind, sometimes I'm not, as you are going to see, because on the 30th of June, I went to the march, both in support and also to gather, like some news for you, just to bring you into the heat of things. I'm sure you're gonna see when I play out with the video this evening of my attendance to that Pretoria march that took place on the 30th, which was D-Day, the day that the civic organizations were saying that enough is enough. We want people who are undocumented in the country to give us space so that we can deal with government, so that we can talk about this whole whole lot of issues, in fact, in part and mainly is our porous borders. But there's something, you will see that video towards the end. I will play it for you. But a lot has been happening in the country. Sticking to March and March, okay? They even the headline, it says it will be our blood of victory. This is March and March as it unveils a 3-month migration plan. This is a 3-month migration plan. I'm going to go through some of them, but you can always go to my favorite source of news, our preferred, which is iol.co.za. You will find that story lingering around there. There's a lot. I mean, like, we still have Donald Trump and the whole shit he pulled with the red card. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Some weeks are like quiet, and then like the next moment, boom, like things are happening. But anyway, do tell us on the comments, right? We will beam them live. Yeah, so they say that following its the special National Executive Committee NEC meeting held on Friday, July the 3rd, the March and March movement has officially adopted a comprehensive 3-month action plan to address the complexities, okay, of irregular migration. You see, now this thing is moved. People have left. Now they're getting into the complexities of irregular migration in South Africa. Now, they say that this strategic roadmap, which emerged from the movement's reflection on the events that led up to the 30th of June, as it outlines a rigorous approach to national advocacy. Okay, in a statement, March said the NEC received and reflected on the report from the Organizing and Mobilization Committee, detailing the July 2026 action plan and adopted it with minor amendments. Okay, so they had already had this plan, but they was like, okay, now that things are happening, let's get this thing on the roll. I'm just gonna breeze through and go through them. A few of them, almost all of them. Should I? Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah. Okay. They said that a massive rollout. Okay, that's number one. A massive rollout of peaceful demonstrations, picketing, and blitz countrywide in all key and strategic centers of the economy. So remember, I said to you, as much as government was saying that we are not going to have a shutdown, the mere fact that you are closing roads, to accommodate marches, the city stores are going to be affected. Business is obviously going to be affected. If you have an appointment on that day, you have to take the longer route and all of that. So it does eat at the economy. So they're saying that's the first thing that they're going to do. They're going to be this massive rollout of peaceful demonstrations, picketing, and blitz countrywide. Demonstrations in the strategic centers of the economy. Okay, they're specific about that one. The second one, they say that the movement is engaging various stakeholders and political parties to participate in the national dialogue. You must remember that there's a national dialogue that is coming up. Remember, it had something like 700 million. That's a crazy thing about, like, it's like we chasing billions. So it was when it was announced, and there were preliminary stakeholder gatherings. I think one was here in UNISA, which didn't turn out well, which was not supported. A lot of NGOs saying that we are not, and foundations saying that we are not in this current form. Apparently, it's coming back. So that's the second one. They say that the movement is engaging in various stakeholders and political parties to participate in the national dialogue to be convened in Gauteng on the cause of irregular migration, its impact, and possible solutions. Interesting. The third one, the movement will continue its plan to meet all political parties with July earmarked for the ATM, UDM, and NFP. Okay, so these are people that they drawing close. Hey, come closer and let's talk about this thing. How are we gonna approach this whole dialogue thing? But anyway, the fourth one, they say that the movement will engage all municipalities and the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, COGTA, to pass municipal bylaws declaring that the township economy is only reserved for nobody else but South Africans. Very interesting. Now, you will remember in our previous episode, we brought you Utata from Mikokta saying that no, the government is scapegoating us. They are asking us now to be the ones who keep tabs and who assist them with this whole 30th March, June 30 June thing. So they say like, no. You've ignored us all of this time. And now when you are in ish, you want to come to us. It doesn't work like that, my bros. So I think March saw an opportunity there to engage COGTA so that they have those municipal bylaws declaring that the township economy is only reserved for nobody else but South Africans. Now, the fifth one is the movement will engage with South African police services and the Department of Home Affairs to roll out operations in all central business districts, private dwellings, and the properties hijacked by foreign nationals, particularly Nigerians. This will enhance its massive deportation strategy. Because they feel like no, there's no why. The 25,000 that is left already to different countries is not enough. There are a lot more people that are still here that still want to trade, still hijacking buildings and all of that, as we have seen both in Gauteng and Tshwane specifically. The respective MMCs, going to these places where people have just decided, hey, we want to live in Santon. Okay, there's a house. They get in, and you don't. I don't know where the owners are. So that's one thing that they also going to be looking into. And the sixth one, they say that we will launch our campaign for the public to call and send WhatsApp messages to our offices for the members of the public to send information in respect of all companies that have employed foreign nationals against the law of the republic. Now, you will remember this particular one. One of the things that actually came out, especially in Durban, that drive-in space that was reserved for gathering the illegal immigrants so that they can be deported, repatriated back to their countries. It turned out like the very employers, largely non-black, okay, they went and dumped people there, okay, leaving some of them without any money, or any means of making sure that they are safe getting back. And yet these are the same people that were saying, oh, they are the loveliest people, they are much better than you flipping South Africans, you are flipping lazy, these people are so kind. And you ask me what happens when there are farm killings and stuff like that. Well, that's the conversation that's out there. They say that their research and investigation team will collect data and report the same to the authorities. Such information will enable. So basically, you are being asked to be impimpi. This is the only time in democratic South Africa you are okay with being in BNB. If you see, hey, that employer is employing people illegally, so you send the WhatsApp to March and March. The seventh, they say that the movement will also meet with communities countrywide to educate South Africans about the effects of aiding and abetting illegal immigrants. They will also inform them about the revitalization. It is a Monday, goddammit, I just come back from the weekend. Revitalization of the township economy project. This is very interesting, don't you think? They're not just saying like, "Hey, we're gonna leave this year. We fought for you, so fend for yourself." So basically, this is very interesting that they will also inform them about the revitalization of the township economy project to be rolled out alongside key stakeholders. This is going to be very interesting, man. This is what we're picking up when we look at March and March and around this whole thing, because a lot of people, yeah, you're gonna march and then what? Eh? You're gonna march and then what? Huh? What you gonna do after you've filled the streets and you've marched everywhere? Hmm? So there it is, a plan that now March and March has, as far as that is concerned, right? It's a very interesting one, man. Yeah, so this is the one that I went to, Church Square to Sunnyside. That was very interesting, very peaceful. My favorite picture of it all. We are peaceful for now. This lady just walked past me. You're gonna see the video a little bit later. Or just walked past me, smiling at everybody, carrying this placard that says that we are peaceful. Okay, for now only. Okay, yeah, which is basically why South Africa has been receiving backlash, because this amounts to an extent to a threat. We're peaceful now, so the opposite of peaceful is, yeah, exactly. But people were there at the march. It was all peaceful. It was a lovely space to be in. Yeah, I'll show you those a bit later on. But yeah, we move on with other stories, guys. There's this particular one. It looks like this whole thing has actually worked, because finally you are seeing movement, you are seeing raids, you are seeing home affairs, you are seeing customs, you are seeing the border control. Like, people are doing their work, which is all that South Africa has been asking for. So they could have done this without everything else happening, right? Just making sure that people get their dues, man. No, what's wrong with you guys? Yeah, we move on, man. There's this very interesting one about home affairs, expanding migration force. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting story. Yeah, just emerged. I saw it today as well. Moving on to national security and border management, the Department of Home Affairs made a major announcement this morning, confirming the recruitment of, wait for it, 301 brand new, spanking new immigration officers. These are people who were not employed, but owing to the march, now there's reinforcement, which is what South Africans have been asking for once again. Yeah, they say this represents an immediate 35% in increase in the country's frontline immigration enforcement capacity, pushing the total field personnel from 868 to just over 1,160. Okay, so now we've got people that are employed. We were like, guys, did, do, do, exactly. It confuses the hell out of me too. It confuses the hell out of me too. Let's see. I've got somebody here. Let's see. Shorter Slyso. Ndikumamele lapha Motherwell NU10. Danko kuvuyo mntakamnunu. Thank you so much for linking up with us, bro. Tell me, what do you think of this, of the set? Should we add anything, take anything away? You know, we're trying out a new set so that we keep the podcast vibey, you know, and all of that. But thank you so much for reaching out. So whatever view you have, you can drop it in the comments as well, so that we can put it up and probably talk about it as well. So we move on, man, to this particular one. This man. This day, the 6th of July, will never be the same again. This was a guy who just said, there's a lot of interference going on. There's a lot of criminality in the police service and the justice system in South Africa. And he came dressed up in army fatigues, camouflage, with guys like, you know, you watching like a Bruce Willis or somebody movie, you know, yeah. And there was a whole lot of backlash. And now when you sit in hindsight, you are wondering where that backlash was coming from, because some of the people that were very loud about it now being investigated, because after that, you know, South Africa, the president of the country established the Madlanga Commission, which has been, yeah, it's been chowing. They picked up 2 guys over the weekend, the ones that went to go sell. Like, guys, like you look at how crazy criminality has been in South Africa. And yes, people are looking at it at different levels. There are those who are saying like, yeah, it's IDAC, IBID, SAPS fighting their internal battles for power and all of this thing. Yes, there is an element of that, but at the core of it, there have been crimes. Like a shadow economy in South Africa was actually unearthed. And I was having this conversation, Amaga E, and I'm like, I don't know where we're driving to. And I'm like, you realize that there's actually a shadow economy, like people that make their money dirty. And because there's internet, they come on the internet, right? And they brag about these things, putting pressure on a poor guy who works at the garage. Now he must buy Louis Vuitton, well, maybe fake in some instances, but like the pressure that has been put on South Africans by people who are publicly displaying opulence. There are a couple of, because people like and follow celebrities, that you find out that they are actually involved with some of these criminals. It's like, hey, why are you so-and-so, hey, driving in a flipping car? Yeah? Where did they get the money for the freaking car? You know, the Vito, whatever it's called nowadays, Viano. You know what I mean? Hey, somebody bought a hotel. What? You know what I mean? So there's been this pressure that's been put on, especially like the working class, because I'm sure poor people are just like, okay, cool, yeah, we're clapping hands, you know, but you actually realize that there's a lot of collusion. There's been a lot of collusion. All of this from one guy who said, I just want my 121 goddamn dockets. Okay. And somebody was reminding, saying that, why is it? And somebody was saying, why is it that General Kumalo, and the other lady. Why are they not arrested? You will remember on the eve of leading up to the 30th, they were arrested. They were supposed to come over, bring clothes. Like I was the first to come. Like, no, you are arrested, but please bring clothes. Bring some warm clothes. It's gonna be cold where you go. And they just quickly came out like, you know, yeah, pussyfooting around the whole thing. No, we can't do effect the arrest now. There was a warrant out. You know, and now you're saying like, no, these guys, we're gonna make them responsible. They are part of the team that's gonna be responsible for the 600 million that we are going to spend on the 30th to make sure that we keep law and order. How do you get someone who is possibly a criminal to be involved in a project that's worth 600 million? Like, it really didn't make sense. So we're still waiting to hear all of this coming from the fact that this guy said, I just want my 121 dockets. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, so it's a very interesting one. So yeah, man, we celebrate this guy. And if you remember, we gave this award, okay, to him, the Sisanondumo Courageous Citizen Award, which we award to people that we feel are outstanding. And we did say, up until we are proven otherwise, on his anniversary, it's still yours, sir. Yeah, we gave you an accolade to say that. Continue looking for those 121 goddamn dockets. We need to give you shit. Gee, big gazelle up. So this is some of the very like interesting stuff that's been happening. So today is what a lot of people term Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi day. Yeah, the general with the general. Now we move on, man. We check out other stories. I said I will make it a very short one today. I've got someone of Wio Slyso. Okay, here it is. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I need to wear my spectacles. I say, Slyso, you, Mr. Award of the Year, Mr. General Mkhwanazi, was nceda, was vulela amehlo, ayaphuma masela. Okay, Mr. Cupcake, that's what it means. Makayinyuse imadlanga commission until kubuye uYesu. You will remember that Imadlanga Commission is supposed to go on until it was extended, and now it's supposed to go on until the end of August. Yeah, so uvuyo uthi makayinyuse chap mayingahlala makayimisele de kubuye uYesu kanye lonke lamasela abe asemjiva. So a very interesting one, man. We move on. The next one that we're gonna, I'm gonna talk about, very interesting, right? The president. Remember when he campaigned, there was this whole talk that he's going to create jobs, and we're not just going to be creating jobs, we are going to be tapping into the fourth industrial revolution, which basically talks to intelligence, which basically speaks to IT, because everything was moving, around about the time that he was campaigning. And there are two instances where I picked up that the president is actually doing something as far as 4IR is concerned, okay? Him personally. Here's one of them. You will remember that, he said that, like, I'm campaigning on this. We're gonna create jobs. We're gonna create smart cities. We're gonna have universities and all of these things. People are still waiting. Well, maybe the waiting is over, because the last time I figured he did anything that's close to 4IR, it was this.
Welcome, Mr. President.
I'm waiting for my iPad. Somebody stole my iPad. Somebody decided that they want to dispossess me of my iPad. So I want that. Can I have my iPad, please?
That's a very kind of thing.
So they stole it.
Chill. Can I have my iPad, please? My iPad. So that was the first I saw him talking about anything that's fourth industrial revolution related. And here's the second one. He'd walked into a store to go buy, when he was asked, a screensaver. Why you think my friend, president? Why you think my friend? Nyambona. This guy. So those were the two instances that I figured, like, yeah, the president is doing anything that's related to technology. I was going to buy a screensaver, and I guess the shake had like you got pay easy and 350. So he ended up on some like, no, actually I will come back. And then obviously when he lost his iPad, I hope he found it. Could it be the reason why he's not been caring about a lot of things that have been concerning South Africa because he had his iPad stolen? We don't know, man. But anyway, we continue. And very interesting, like now on a serious note, guys, a story I just picked up around as far as that one is concerned, man, with the president. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like March and March has gotten people to do their work. Like, I never anticipated this, but they say that well, looking at the economic and the international relations, writing in his weekly newsletter this morning, the president, Utatu Matamela Ramaphosa, okay, Mr. Pala Pala, Mr. Bavler, Mr. Cupcake, all of these things that you the words of endearment that you call him. He announced that the global technology giants placing massive long-term bets on South Africa's digital landscape following the conclusion of a major Africa Cloud Summit in Johannesburg. The president revealed that the state is actively expanding its domestic cloud architecture through the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. So, which is very interesting. I mean, like you look in um, a population of 60 million people. Every second person has a phone. Even young kids get phones. So we've been in the 4IR space. So it's a very interesting one that, like, global technology giants are really betting on South Africa, saying that they're going to expand the cloud. As far as that is concerned, working with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research in South Africa. So Ramaphosa emphasized that South Africa has a generational opportunity to leapfrog legacy systems, creating an inclusive digital economy that avoids foreign technological dependency. Did you hear that, Starlink? Legacy systems creating an inclusive digital economy that avoids foreign technological dependency. All right? As long as they write the you know IT policy, artificial intelligence policy without AI. Okay, yeah, that was a big one as far as that is concerned. So those are just the great news, man. That we're picking up. I think like the country will definitely welcome. I see another message here from USA to Tandazo. Mntakanova uthi sisonke mntakabhuti utamasela mawabanjwe onke usengqeleni kunomadolo. Thank you so much for linking up with us, my brother. Guys, we need to conclude at some point. It's enjoyable, it's nice and everything, but very interesting. Another story that I'm picking up. Well, I've picked up. You will remember that John Steenhuisen went to. There's something that News 24 is doing very well when it comes to investigative stuff, right? When it comes to to I don't know. I don't want to say causing their sources to give them information, right? That person guy, okay. who's like investigating like nobody's business there by News 24, sat down with Steenhuisen, and hey, he blew his top, John, blah blah blah, and obviously a lot of people say demoted, but yeah, he's been moved as well when DA was doing its own reshuffling and all of that. Yeah, but anyway, so hey, wathethe ngathi ubotshwe emnweni umfana, and in him revealing or talking about all of these other issues, the main one that still sticks, it is the fact that, like, you remember Tony Leon? Yes, yes, from the Democratic Alliance. No, not Demonic Alliance, Democratic Alliance. Guys, come on. Sonobanje. Yeah. Anyway, so one of the things that he revealed was that no, Tony Leon has a company. He's a chairperson of a company called Resolve Communication, which does work like with different companies all over the world and all over the country and blah 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 and all of that in the comm space. So John, I'm like, yeah, no, Tony Leon, angazenzi clever. He asked that we speak to Starlink people. Huh? He asked us, getting the people, getting us to have the people from Resolve meet with ministers and all of that. And me, I did not do that thing because I felt it was wrong. And this this talks to farming and all, which was his portfolio and all kinds of stuff. But basically, it has stuck with Tony Leon, and a lot of people have been coming out saying that in the no, Susans are clever. The very same scrutiny that you've been handling ish with us as African National Congress, the same should be done to you. Don't come and say, yeah, we talked to. There was nothing wrong. It was above board. Like it was not something that we are hiding. Well, we didn't know until John Steenhuisen talked about it, my burger. Hey, Tony. Hey, you're deep in the duty, bro. But anyway, who else am I ever got there? Tabile, Kotoya, see you. I see you, Prosly. Thank you, sir. Yeah, whatever views you have, please share them with us on the comments. Okay, your take on what we spoke about with March and March, saying that Tina asizanga udlala apha Sly, we are going to make sure in Dokbana, like, we fix this country. They have that 7-point plan that I shared with you earlier on, and now on to. Hey man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, well, with like like people have been liking it to people going to. I think one person made an example about, like, if Jacob Zuma as president gets the Guptas to come and speak to him about tenders that they want, about businesses that they want to get from thingy, they're speaking to the president. Okay, they're speaking to a person who is responsible, and then it's just gonna say, like, no, like anybody else can talk. I mean, is there anything wrong if I go speak to so and so? Tony Leon, I think, like, he just threw himself under the bus because he also went on to well, probably right of reply to News 24 to actually I don't know, explain himself. Okay, the Democratic Alliance, they say that it's facing serious ethical questions after former party leader John Steenhuisen revealed that DA ministers in the government of national unity were pressured by a lobby firm to change government policies in favor of private business interests. Yep, this is what we're talking about. Steenhuisen named Resolve Communications, chaired by former DA leader Tony Leon, as the firm that pushed him and other DA ministers to meet its clients. Okay. And these clients included Elon Musk's Starlink and waste management company Redisa. Okay, so that's another company in this spate. And Leon has denied wrongdoing, saying his firm's work was done openly and on the record, and was the opposite of state capture. Hey, Tony. Yes, indeed, do, bro. Policy analyst Dr. Reneva Fourie warned that if Steenhuisen's claims are true, it would point to a serious disregard for government procurement processes designed to ensure transparency and fairness. We did not know about this. We were never going to know about it if John Steenhuisen had not said anything about it. So I'm not sure why Tony Leon is all denying now. Now, the DA leader, Jordan Hill Lewis, said he remains focused on building a party capable of winning national elections and earning the trust of millions of South Africa. So when he was asked about this thing, I was like, hey, get the fuck up, leave me alone. I'm busy campaigning here. Okay, the busy. Okay, come back later. Very interesting. And this is a clip of what Tony had to say.
As Tony Leon, with the sort of DA label, whatever, had various meetings that I attended, I arranged, participating with ANC ministers. There's nothing improper about it. I didn't go there saying, we demand a tender. If you don't give me a tender, Pastor. This is a madness. This is a madness. You are involved here in some kind of cooked up conspiracy theory.
No, Tony, to be fair, we have to be able to discuss these things.
The thing
imagine, thank you News 24 for that clip. They're the ones who did the interview with Tony Leon. You can hear him. Like, I know Tony, maybe it's age. This is one articulate guy. You wouldn't find babbling, okay, and even accusing Mr. Passon, the journalist that's interviewing him, of being involved in this conspiracy theory theory thing, right? So, which is very interesting. So, yeah, that's the whole doo-doo thing. But like another thing that just doesn't make sense is I'm about to end off, guys. Remember, I said as I end off, I will play you the clip of that video from the March that I attended here in where was it, in Pretoria, Sunnyside. So it was a very interesting one. Yeah, like this country is very interesting. This country is very interesting. You are fixing the one side, the other side things are just going haywire. But anyway, I said I'm going to end off with that video. Before I do that, I just want to remind you ladies in pajama night. It's on the 29th of August. Yeah, so on the 29th of August, that is the Ladies in Pajama, which is organized, the brainchild of the first lady of the podcast, Otobagam Sengana. So if you are interested, please hit her on all social media platforms. She was not on Facebook. She had closed it, but she's back again. If you want to ask her questions, and you can also reach her on tobekamsengana@gmail.com as well, just to find out what's going on as far as that is concerned. It's a mental health space for ladies. And she said that pajamas, so that people are relaxed. When you're in pajamas, like you are like about to go to sleep, so you are just relaxed and all of that. But it's going to focus on ladies, single women, by the way. Okay, no married women are invited there. So basically, they're going to be sitting down and trying to figure out how to navigate this life thing. People are going to be talking about their experiences, and then there are going to be people that are saying, hey, when that happened to me, this is what I did. So basically giving each other advice, and obviously under the stewardship of Utabeka, who is a qualified counseling psychologist, saying that, like, I just want to hang out with my sisters. Okay. Yeah, especially now about where you guys, like, I'm just wondering, like, there were a lot of people, there were two ladies from South Africa that said that, like, they're going with their Malawian husbands, and apparently they were denied getting on the bus because it was reserved for Malawians and nobody else, which was very interesting as far as I'm concerned. Now, what I was saying to Nina Machens, be careful in them Jolo thing, in them Jolo thing, be careful, my gents, because now what is happening, right? And then they want go goes better sister. Now, it's about toxic relationship yakho, because lo sisi kuzawufuneka yobalizibazana ngapha eAbuja. Good December. Hey, by the way. But anyway, ladies and gents, I think it's time for me to end it off, and I'm going to end it off with that video that I took. I just put it together very quickly, just for you to grasp what had happened at the march. And given the fact that we're still going to have more, according to the March and March. A crazy police presence. We are right at the vicinity where we expect the petition to be handed over. Police presence, as you can see. It was basically about 3 marches in one. ANC was well represented by that gent. Right over there. There they go. He was just smiling, walking past everybody.
Alright guys, we just made it through right where the march is in Sunnyside.
Contour Slyso was well represented.
I think at this point people have moved from where the protest was and handed over everything they needed to hand out. There are people that want to get a bit out of hand. The movement is well monitored by the police. You can hear how emotional the guy right behind me is. Everything's still orderly. Police presence is amazing. Achieved what they wanted to, a memorandum over, a continuation of the conversation. A very peaceful march.
But anyway, what I was saying is that, like, we have this one opportunity, whether you have a diploma, you have a degree, take whatever job is available. Here are people that were 301 officials now working for Home Affairs. You know what I mean, and border control and all of these people, like, they keep hiking up these numbers. This is 301 people who did not have a job before, but they do now. You know what I mean? I understand that it's there's nothing nice about you going to school and then you have to flip burgers, you have to drive a scooter, you have to drive an Uber, you know, for somebody. Start somewhere. This is what we've been complaining about for a very long time as South Africans, that we don't have jobs, that people are taking our jobs. And now that you are given that space, make sure that you utilize it to the best of your ability. Use it to start a business, to build your own community. And I actually, one of the things is that, like, kukhona Grootman ezindala, a person who's like probably like 45, 50, who's never ever had a job. You know, this person had given up. These are people that that these young entrepreneurs that are opening up these spaza shops and these biker, you know, all of these businesses. You know, make sure that you include them. Make them that do now. They like now, Grootman, you need to get up and make sure that you support what's happening in your community. Don't expect intwana yako kweni ba ivule ispaza shop, no mfethu zawufumana imali 2 beers. No, assist. When you guys go buy stock, when it comes to cleaning, when it comes to security, when it comes to all of these things, to make sure that we protect this economy that we were complaining about, the township economy. And we can do that by making sure that we support each other as South Africans. That is what I was saying that I missed from the fact that, like, this damn thing went on mute. And my guy over here made sure I was like, I know, but this shit slice. But anyway, that was it, guys. Let's be orderly. Whether we're gonna be marching, you know, with these marches that were announced and all of that, let us be peaceful. Make sure that you do adhere to the warnings and, you know, guidelines on how to handle yourself when you are in these marches. Let us not give people reason to call us xenophobic. Let us not give them that reason by beating up on people or intimidating people. It's already set out. They know that if they don't have permits or passports or visas, they need to get out of the country. All you need to do is make sure that you call the local authorities. Let's not take the law into our own hands. I think that's one thing I want to end off with. Let's assist these kids, man, like with getting i-CVs zabo. You know what I mean? Area yakho ohlala kuyo, you've got a printer, put a sign outside, hey, come in, uzoprinta uthenge paper, you've got a printer, you inkjet and all of that, we do your CVs, you know. Let's assist each other. As I said, for when I went to go support that march, is that, like, at the back of my mind, I don't care what people talk about, who is behind, who is funding this, you know, what is the purpose of it and all of that. The fact of the matter is that the needle has shifted in South Africa. From people who were called xenophobic, from people who were called vigilantes. The needle has shifted. 301 people, it was announced that they were employed today. Construction companies are saying all you need is a South African ID, and if you've got trade papers or you have a matric or something that you studied, come and you're going to get employed. This is what we've been talking about. We need to focus. We can't be derailed by anger on social media platforms, like, you know, with people saying, yeah, you xenophobic and all of that. It's fine. Let them go fix their own countries. Let's focus on ours. With that, my people, thank you so much. Have a beautiful one. Until we meet next Monday, have yourself a wonderful week, a very productive one as well. From my side, from the Slyso TV podcast, that's one love, my man. That's one love, my sister. That's one love, my Africa, my.